Hi everyone, this is Marie. I just wanted to show you something about soap ash. What is soap ash? Some of you may never have had it, lucky you, but if you have, you know that it's this annoying white powder that develops on your soaps. And what it is, well, it's up for debate. Some people say that it's sodium carbonate. Some of the people say that it's actually a different crystal of soap. Whatever it is, I don't really care. It's not hurtful. Soaps are fine to use with them, but it just does not look very nice. So, what do you do when you've got it, and how can you prevent it from appearing? Well, prevention is easier than having to deal with it once you get it. One way is to put saran wrap or plastic cling wrap over the top of your soap. You can use bubble wrap as well. Like, remember this little guy from one of my other videos? Bubble wrap right on top of the surface of the soap, and no soap ash because there's no air contact with the soap. Sometimes I don't like to put the saran wrap right on the surface of my soap because I like to make like little designs and ridges and peaks and whatnot in some of my soaps. So I don't want to put the saran wrap right on top, but I will put it on the surface of the mold so it doesn't actually touch that. There's just a little bit of air, and that sometimes will work. Another thing is to spritz the surface of your soap with isopropyl alcohol. Just make sure that it's thick. It's like a swimming pool, really, that's just been watered. You just spritz it on, give a good layer of isopropyl alcohol on top of your soap, and it will prevent some of the ash, or all of the ash actually, from forming. And the alcohol will evaporate, and it's not going to make your soap smell or anything like that. So I thought saran wrap and isopropyl alcohol spritzing, well, if they both work, both of them together would work. Well, not so much. I don't know if you can see this, but this soap I spritzed it and doused it with alcohol, and I put saran wrap on top, not touching it, but very, very close to the surface. And then I got all these little white bubble things of soap on it. And I think that was caused by the alcohol evaporating, hitting the cling wrap, and then dropping back onto the soap and, I don't know, hardening or causing the surface of the soap to change. But this is not nice. So use one or the other. Don't use both. On this soap, I don't know if you can use, I just use the alcohol on it. And I don't have any of the little bubbly, annoying little detail on that one. By the way, if you like the color of these soaps, this is made using pink French clay. And you can't really see it, but this one's a little bit darker. It's made with 1 teaspoon per pound of oil of French clay, and this one is 1/2 teaspoon per pound of oil. Okay. So what do you do with the ash once it's there? And it's hard to tell, I guess, again on this video, but these are all little ridges. It was the end of my mold, of my soap mold, and it was fairly thick when I poured it, so I got all these ridges, and then the ash just appeared. And sometimes the ash will appear right when you unmold your soap. It'll be there, and sometimes it'll occur over the next few days to a week or so. So I found that the best way is to steam it. And I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but this little gurgling, that's my steamer. And I'll show you how that works. You can use a hot pot of water, boiling water. You can use an iron, but I like to use a steamer. Now you got to be careful because it's hot, but you just steam it. Do it like this. Whoops. And they get slippery. That's one thing. And what it does is that the surface of your soap will melt, really. And I think it dissolves the ash, and then it will re-solidify. Ouch, it's hot. As just regular soap. Steam, 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 steam. Like I said, it gets hot, and the soaps get slippery. I'm going to change hands here. Do it this way. And you may need more than one pass at it. And there may be little crevices that are a little bit harder to get into. But, okay, you see how glistening wet it is? It will harden in a little while. Put that away. But if you can see, the ash is gone. Now you just see the crevices. That's not pretty either, but at least you don't have the ash. And then if there's a little bit left, you can just scrape it off. I mean, you can also just scrape off the ash off the top of your soap or cut it off. You know, that's fine too. But I found this steaming to be the easiest and the fastest. And the thing is, the ash doesn't come back, I found. These two soaps, I don't know if you can see, they had a lot of ash, and I've steamed them, and they're still pretty ash-free. Actually, you can see it's because of the crevices and the peaks and the crazy top swirling. It's hard to tell, but there's some white spots, but that's not ash. It's just a lighter color on the soap surface. But again, this one, there's no ash anywhere on this. And yeah, so that's how you get rid of ash. And the thing is, it makes your soap really nice and shiny. I like that. So there you go. Thanks for watching.